I'm Maddie Anderson.
I'm Savannah Johnson.
And I'm Rachel Foch, and we did our presentation on the decline of mental health in teens.
So the question we chose to research was, how does high school contribute to the increase in mental health issues of teenagers in America?
According to Merriam-Webster, a mental health issue can be described as a psychological condition a person is in based on their emotional and inner well-being.
So a rise in mental health issues can be attributed to the following: high expectation to succeed from teachers, parents, and peers, major workloads such as huge amounts of homework, extracurricular activities, outside of school, jobs and sports, and even relationships involving peers, family, and a possible boyfriend and girlfriend.
So as this figure provided by the National Center for Health Statistics shows that 11% of Americans in 2016 over the age of 12 took an antidepressant. This figure is significant because it is nearly 4 times higher than it was in 1990.
As we look at the rise in prescribed medication for depression and other mental disorders, we should consider the following reasons.
Major workloads. So according to ASCD, which is an association helping to develop effective school curriculum, says that the average amount of homework given to a student a night is 3 to 5 hours, which is actually 3 times more of what the effective amount is. And according to a Stanford researcher, Parker.
In addition, this chart provided by the National Assessment of Education Progress shows that the majority of teens feel that academics is the main source of stress in their life.
Another research study conducted by Stanford researcher Denise Pope found that 90% of students surveyed on the amount of homework they receive feels that it leads to sleep deprivation, headaches, stomach aches, nausea, and even weight loss or weight gain.
A study conducted by the American Psychological Association actually said that the chronic stress has also been shown to lead to these physical health problems, but they also can go off on an ongoing sense of panic and irritability. Something else also known to cause chronic stress is relationships.
So in today's modern society, technology is readily available to almost all high school students. So cell phones, tablets, laptops, social medias can all create stress in a teenager's life because it may give them the feeling that they need to be available 24/7. So this can not only cause chronic stress and anxiety, but also sleep deprivation. So Madeline Davis, a sleep researcher, found that 80% of teenagers take some sort of electronic device with them to bed. This causes sleep deprivation, and this will lead to lack of sleep, which has been automatically shown to increase levels of stress and anxiety, conducted by multiple studies by Stanford Sleep Research.
Furthermore, teens feel pressure to keep up with their families and their peers by staying in tune with popular trends seen on social media. Along with major workloads and relationships, another cause of the increase of mental health disorders in teens can be seen in higher expectations.
A report found by the Hechinger Association found that 1.6 million students have enrolled in AP classes in 2008, which is more than double it was a decade ago. And we see a correlation between the rise of AP classes taken and increase, particularly in college admissions, and this makes students feel like they can't stop in order to succeed in a competitive environment in the future.
Students also receive pressure at home from family members to achieve a balanced and successful lifestyle.
So due to the complexity of this issue, there's no really easy answers. However, the most viable solution we think would be to lower the education system's expectations of high school students.
Although most students receive homework on a nightly basis, lessening the workload has been proven to improve the mental health of students, as seen in previous studies.
Another aspect of the solution is creating a more balanced schedule for students. This can be achieved by students meeting with their counselors before they create their schedules so they can effectively evaluate all of their commitments inside of school and out.
So lastly, slowing down the process. So by slowing down the curriculum, teachers have more time to teach a subject, which would allow the students to better analyze and understand understand a topic instead of pressuring them into taking higher academic courses. And another set of solutions that may not be feasible in all communities but can definitely benefit these type of students are seen in the following.
So outside of school counselors that can offer additional help to students, prescription medication from doctor-assessed mental illnesses, and lastly, school-provided resources such as volunteer tutors, outside of class teacher help, and finally, school-provided websites.
Thank you.
All right, a couple questions. Rachel, reflecting on your colleagues' work, which one had the greatest impact on your overall understanding of the problem your group identified?
I thought Maddie's did because she has a scientific lens, and that kind of brought together all the statistics on how many students are feeling these mental health issues, and it kind of just opened my eyes to see how this is really affecting all these students in this generation.
Thank you. Savannah, out of all of the counter arguments that you provided, what do you feel was the strongest counter argument to the solution or conclusion your team identified, and why?
I think the strongest counter argument that we found was people would say that students just need to get over this and the stress that they're feeling and anxiety and depression that they're feeling in the school environment, because there's still going to be stress and anxiety in the workspace. But from our research, we were able to show that it's not just daily stress. There's actual facts behind this.
Thank you. And last, Maddie, in the future, what change would you make to your group norms, and how would you expect that to improve the team presentation?
In the future, I think one of our group norms would be that we need to create a timeline of how to space out all of the different aspects of our presentation so we can make sure that we're spending a good amount of time on each aspect and really focus on checking off each box of the rubric.